Hari Om. Let's start with the prayer. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Tvameva Mata Cha Pitattvameva Tvameva Bandhusya Sakattvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravidam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Amadeva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Gurudeva Deva. Hari Om. We are doing the Vedanta Sangraha of Sri Ramaraya Kavi. We are this sixth chapter where he is talking about Lakshana Vakya, where you are using Jahad Ajahal Lakshana or Bhagatyaga Lakshana to understand what's involved in the statement Tattvamasi. So Tattvamasi is instruction that comes in the Chandogya Upanishad in the sixth chapter, where the teacher Uddalaka teaches his son Swetaketu, and it occurs 9 times. So the whole paragraph occurs. This is Aidadatma Midagum Sarvam Tat Satyam Sa Atma Tattvamasi Swetaketu. The whole sentence with all the things are occur 9 times repeated, and after the 9th time the teacher and the taught remain silent, implying that the student understood and recognized what Brahman means. So the end of the teaching, no further talk is needed, because all the possible doubts are cleared by each time, and there are 9 times. So the 8 doubts have been cleared to make sure that Swetaketu understood what is implied. So implied meaning Lakshyartham involves Jahal Ajahal Lakshana, and here the Ramaraya Kavi explains how that is communicated. So Tadahi, this is the 3rd paragraph in the 6th chapter. Tadahi tatpadasya sarvajnatva sarvantaryami ichadi gunake ishvara sakti. So in the tat, tvam, asi, 3 letters are there. Tat stands for Ishvara. What kind of Ishvara? Here he says Sarvajnatvam, who knows everything, and Sarvantaryami, who pervades everything. Ichadi, Gunake, so he gives Ichadi like that, Sarvajnaha. So if you go to a temple, in the Ashtottara Namavali, a priest will be chanting and putting every time either the yellow flowers or flowers, and he'll be chanting the names, and all those names is indicatory definitions of the Ishvara, and so is the Vishnu Sahasranama also. Here Sarvajnatvam, and he knows. So Tat part of it is related to that Ishvara, who is what? That is Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam. That's what is the implication of that, because that's what being, the existence alone was there, and it's the nature of the consciousness, and it says that he saw. That means it is the Ishvara wanted to create. On what basis? He saw what? He saw also means he is a conscious entity. But what did he see also? He sees that the vasanas that are ready to germinate, means the collective vasana of all the people together, he saw. Oh, this, all the vasanas, this is the basis for he is going to create. So there is a demand by the people, I want this, I want this, I want this, all those that either due to their wanting based on their desires, and also the karma palam, what they have done in the past, which they have to bear the consequence of that. So every action that I perform with an attitude that I am a doer, you have to bear the consequence of it. As long as you have a kartrutva bhavam, you have the bhotrutvam also, you have to enjoy it. Enjoy means not it's only fun. Enjoy the consequence of the action. It can be good or it can be bad, depending upon is it a dharmic action or adharmic action. And if adharmic action, in order for you to experience, Lord may come himself in order for you to give you punishment. And that's what is the yada yada hi dharmasya glanirbhavati bharata tad obhyudhanam adharmasya. So he is coming to protect the dharma and punish the adharmic people, and everyone, every jiva has to bear the consequence of that. What happens to Jnani? Jnani doesn't bear the consequence of that because he understood that he never did also. Not only now, in the past also, he thought he was a doer by identifying with the body, mind, intellect. What he did is only body, mind, intellect. And unnecessarily identifying with the body, mind, intellect, he says, I am a doer. Body, mind, intellect has done it, therefore body, mind, intellect will undergo the suffering. But he doesn't undergo suffering. That's what is called the prarabdha karma. Jnani says, Jnani, body, mind, intellect is maintained by the prarabdha karma because it has done something, and the body, mind, intellect is product of that what it is. And the future karmas, he doesn't own them also. So if there is no body, mind, intellect, again in the next life, then there is no addressee, no found. Because if there is a dead letter office, the person is not there, and therefore where does it go? It goes into the dead letter office. And it said, may be true, may not be true, but it said those people who criticize Mahatma also, they get the bad things, and those people who praise Mahatma, they get his good karmas, and that's what happens to the total karma of the sanchita karma that he had, that which has not come down and that he doesn't own anymore. Therefore, it is distributed to the good part to the good people, bad part to the bad people. How can somebody else karma can come to me? If you can believe that somebody ate apple and then I am born, then this also you can believe. But what it implies is, I invoke the good aspect of it in the Mahatma. That means I have a value for it. When I have a value for it, inculcate those values only. If I am criticizing even Mahatma, my value is very low. I inculcate only those type of properties only. So that's how one can assume that the good part is distributed to the good people, bad part is distributed to the bad people. That he does not have any, because he understood akartaham abhoktaham ahamiva hamavyeha. I am never a doer, not only now, in the past also, even though I thought I was doing, and that's why I am being born again and again, but I was never a doer also. What is doing? Prakucheva cha karmani kriyamanani sarvashaha yah pasyati tadatmanam akartaram sapasyati. Krishna says, Prakriti eva. Prakriti does all the actions. Prakucheva cha karmani sarvani. Everything is done by the Prakriti. So breathing is going on, digestion is going on, activities, I am able to lift my hand, all those either at the physical level or at the mental level or intellectual level, the body, mind, intellect will be acting. But when I say I am acting by identifying with the body, identifying with the mind, identifying with the intellect, then I own the consequence of that action. So if I say I love her, I am identifying with the intellect, with the mind, and expressing the emotions of the mind as my emotions. And when I say I solve the problem, I am an engineer, I am a doctor, I am a PhD, I am a scientist, and so on, then I am identifying the intellectual accomplishments achieved by the intellect. And there is a difference here where if a jnani, so what does he do? I am not a doer. Does he say that? He says, I slept very well, I am hungry. He uses for transactional purposes, knowing well he is not either hungry or it is not. So there is a very famous story where the Bhakta went to Lord Krishna and says, what is that I can Imagine that your true nature, where you are like anybody else, like you are having so many wives, and people say Krishna married 16,000, why not I marry a few people, what's wrong with it? This is only looking at the wrong example of it. So they say you go to cross the river, go to the place, and there's a Mahatma, and you can give him some food and ask this question. So they went all the way. Since he's a Mahatma there, he doesn't say, when he come out, they served him a beautiful bhiksha and all that, and says, please tell me, what is the true nature? Then he says, if you recognize that I have not eaten anything here, that is my true nature. Say, what is this kind of the story? He just finished the whole thing and did not leave anything else for people, although everybody is waiting, and he says he has not eaten anything. What kind of this knowledge is that? He says, please explain to him. So you go to Lord Krishna and ask this question. He has sent you here, go and ask him. So they went back to Krishna, because he says, you have married so many people. He says, if you recognize that I am never married anybody, then you will understand. So he says, for Krishna, marrying is only at that drama level, at the drama level going on, but as Krishna, essence of it, he never is akartaham abhuktaham ahameva ahamavyaham. So one of the names of Krishna in the Ashtotra Namavali is Anadi Brahmacharine Namaha, the one who is eternal Brahmachari. One who is 16,000 wives is an eternal Brahmachari. Says Brahman Charati is always eternally in the Brahman, and Brahman is Ekameva Advitiyam. There is no wife or husband, anything. It is one homogeneous, pure, existent consciousness alone. That is what akartaham, avoktaham, ahameva, ahamavyeha. Aham eva avyeha. It is inexhaustible, I am infinite, is the screaming of a Mahatma after realization. So here the Krishna says the Tat Padartham, Tat stands for Ishvara, and Ishvara is Sarvajnaha, Sarvantaryami. Sarvan means he pervades everything. One of the Vishnu Sahasranama, the first one is Vishwam, the whole universe is him. And Vishnu, one who is Vyapakatvad Vishnu, the one who pervades the whole entire universe is Vishnu. So therefore, one is not of a particular form or anything, is right here everywhere, and is called Sarvantaryami. He is the essence, Antaryami is the essence of everything. So that's why Yomam Pakshati Sarvatra Sarvancha Mai Pasyati Tasyaham Na Pranasyami Sadhamena Pranasyati. Krishna says in the Gita, so Yomam Pasyati, one who sees me everywhere. Everywhere means everything is nothing but him only. But you have to see him in and through, not the attributive content of a pot is different from a clay is different from a jug is different from a bangle is. All those differences are only superficial, they are adhyasa, but the essence that pervades everything, Yomam Pasyati. Pasyati means who understands, who sees. Suppose everybody is seeing what I am talking about, that Pasyati, that who sees me everywhere, Yomam Pasyati Sarvatra. Sarvancha Mai Pasyati. Everything is in me only. There cannot be anything other than me, because I am infinite. There cannot be anything other than me. So you cannot look for, where are you going to look for? Everywhere he is there. So that Tat Padartham is Sarvantaryami Ityadi Gunake. These are the descriptions of Ishvara. That's what Ashtotra Namavali or Sahasra Namavali, all those is trying to point out as indicatory definitions, whether it's a Lalita Sahasranama or Vishnu Sahasranama or any Sahasranama of any god, ultimately point to that. Is Ishvare Shakti, that is his attributes here. So here talk about Tattvam Tat stands for Ishvara with all the attributes of gunas. He is Sarvajnaha, Sarvashaktiman, Sarvavyapakaha, and every Sarva, all that is him. And Tvam Kinchit Jnanadi Gunake Jive Saktihi. For the Tvam Padartham, in the Tvam aspect, you stand for a Jiva, and this is for everyone. Say you are nothing but Brahman only. So everyone who is listening, a student, is indicated that you are Brahman. That includes everything. And it says Tvam Padasya Kinchit Jnanam. I know a little bit only. I don't know how to make this, how to make that. I don't know many things. And what I know is only little bit that I learned in the process of my growth. So Kinchit Jnanam. And I pervade only in the little space and move here, move there, and wherever I am wherever body, my intellect, that's where I am right now. And they say I am in the other place, all over, wherever I travel is only within in the earth, only small locality that I move around for my whole life is only spent in that. I have not gone to this place, I have not gone to that place, I have not gone to so many places. Whatever I have gone, only a particular localities and so on. So he is not a Solpavyapakam and Solpa Shakti. So here, so Tat is defined, Tvam is defined, Gunake Jiva Shakti. Ubayoho Aikya Api Padasya Shakti. So when it says that the Tat Tvam and the Asi means equation, you are that is infinite, I am finite. And it says you are that means you are infinite, you are Sarvavyapakaha, you are Sarvajnaha, and all that is being indicated here. Say, how can I be Sarvajna? I know only a little bit. I don't know if I know chemistry, I don't know physics, I know biology, I know so many subjects, and even chemistry also, I know very little of it, only some organic chemistry, even organic chemistry, even smaller and smaller specialization of smaller and smaller, and it says, I am Sarvajna being pointed out. How can that be? So it is impossible. So Ubayoho Aikya Asi Padasya Shakti. So the Shakti, the word meaning of Asi means it is equating you are that, you equal to that. That's what the implication is. That's what the teaching is. Idam cha aikyam na sambhavati. This idam aikyam na sambhavati. This identity equation is not possible. So direct meaning you are that, you are who is Alpajnaha, Alpashaktiman and so on is equal to Sarvajnaha, Sarvashaktiman, which is impossible, and that is therefore direct meaning Vachyartham is not possible. Na sambhavati. Ubayoho viruddhatvat, because completely opposite. He is a Sarvajnaha, I am Alpajnaha. He is Sarvavyapakaha, I am Alpavyapakaha. So all is Alpa only, Sarva. So they are completely opposite. Ubayoho viruddhatvat. Ataha tatpadasya suddha chaitanye lakshanaha tvam padasya cha tathaiva asipadasya cha tathaiva. So what is implication in this equation is, what's being out is, you have to use the Bhagatyaga Lakshanam or Jahal Ajahal Lakshanam, because the direct meaning has no possibility of making sense out of it. So how can I be Sarvajnaha? So it is not the Sarvajnatvam and Alpajnatvam are equated. Drop those things. So it's not Salpavyapakatvam, Alpavyapakatvam. So Vyapakatvam is not equated. So what is equated? He is essentially, it says, is a Suddha Chaitanya Lakshanaha. Ishvara is a conscious entity. You are conscious entity. Because Isvara cannot be unconscious entity. Of course, you claim you are a conscious entity, because this is taught to the only conscious entity fellow. Other unconscious entity stone cannot need Vedanta. So a conscious entity fellow is being taught, and Ishvara is also conscious entity. Therefore, it is the Suddha Chaitanyam. The contradictory qualifications are dropped out. Only the essential qualification, which is pure consciousness that you are, pure consciousness that Lord is, that consciousness is equated. So that's what essentially involves Jahal Ajahal Lakshana. So I am a conscious entity. Lord, of course, is a conscious entity, but But Lord Sarvajna also, and Sarva Vyapaka, Sarva Shaktiman, where I am only Alpa Shaktiman, Alpa Vyapaka, but I am a conscious entity. So drop out the things that are not equatable, that is contradictory qualifications are dropped out. Only those that are common for both are equated, and that has to be equatable also. Suddha Chaitanya Tatpadasya Suddha Chaitanya Lakshana Tvam-padasya cha tathaiva. So Tat-padartham, what is indicated is in the Ishvara, the consciousness aspect of it alone is pointed out, and you are also the consciousness part of it also. It's not only conscious, it's only conscious part has to exist. We are not about non-existent consciousness. So consciousness existent part is also being pointed out in the Tat Padartha. Same things are pointed out in this part also. So if you look the Nisargadatta Maharaj, great saint, and who passed away, more recent saint, and he was a pan bidi wala, he was selling bidis, and he has no studied scriptures and all that. But this teacher taught him, you are Tattvamasi, you are that. Explain what exactly that means, as this Ramaraya Kavi is explaining here. And he understood what he means and contemplated on it. I am that, not this alpagnatvam, alpavyapakatvam, alpa sektitvam, all that. I am not this, I am that pure consciousness that I am, pure existence that I am, without any attributes of any kind, Nirguna Brahma. I am that. That is the name of the book also. I am that is the name of that. He, in fact, the student didn't study, but people went and asked questions, and he understood only Marathi. So when they asked questions, people are translating into Marathi, and he was explaining in Marathi, and the Marathi was being translated in language that the seeker can understand. So all that is collected, and the person, I don't remember the name, he has put it in a book form, and that title is I Am That is the name of the book. And if you read that, both all these Tattvamasi statements come out. You can see that faith itself can take you, how can I be this? Because the teacher says so. It must be true. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. And you may have a PhDs and all that, and logic will not help you unless you have the faith in the teaching of the scriptures. I should have faith because I cannot see directly. It is an equation not of what it is, only that which is beyond, that is imperceptible and has to be perceived through jnana chakshu. And that's what is implied here. Ataha tatpadasya suddha chaitanya lakshanaha. So what is indicated is pure consciousness only in that tatpadam. Tvam-padasya cha tathaiva, even indicator in you is only not of anything other than pure consciousness existence alone is indicated. And tvam-padasya cha tathaiva, asipadasya cha tathaiva, the equation is valid only from the point of consciousness only. Consciousness that is same as equal to consciousness that you are. Because why? There cannot be the divisions in the consciousness. Because chaitanyasya cha abhedaha ityartasya say ayuktatvat. So the consciousness that you are and consciousness that is, there is no difference of any kind, and consciousness cannot be divided into my consciousness and your consciousness. And this is a Ityartasya ayuktatva. This is what has to be implied in the indicatory definition there as Tattvamasi. because this is a very important, this is where the distinction between the Visishtadvaita and Advaita. Advaita is pure consciousness, there is no division of any kind, and that's what is being equated in the Tattvamasi. Whereas the Ramanuja takes a different route, and for him the consciousness is two types. He is distinguishing even the consciousness also. And consciousness is a property of Jiva as well as the Paramatma. And his consciousness property is very total consciousness. Your part is your limited consciousness. So, Solpa Jnanatvam of what you know, what you are conscious of, that consciousness. And whereas what he is conscious of is Sarvajnaha. So, therefore, he differentiates the consciousness, and in the consciousness there are two aspects of it called Dharmibhuta Jnanam and Dharmabhuta Jnanam. Dharmic Jnanam is a conscious of himself. I know myself and I don't know this, I don't know this, I don't know this. So I know myself where the subject object are the same, where that called Dharmibhuta Jnanam, that is self-knowledge is what is called. And since myself is small compared to yourself, and myself is what? According to the Ramanujas, if you take the head of a hair, and if you take 100 parts and take that one part of that 1/100th of it, again make another 100 parts, that is the size of myself, and that is that much of alpatvam, and that's what is essentially is implied. And the property of that smallest size of Sukshmam, they call it. Sukshma is very small, and that's what essentially indicated the consciousness of Dharmic Jnana means I know that little that I am. And the knowledge of other things, when I become conscious of the objects, that arises when I become conscious of the object. So for that property to arise, the object should be there, the subject should be there, the relation through pramana has to be there. So that the Dharma Bhuta Jnanam is where I am gaining the knowledge of this, this knowledge of that, etc., is what I am going to gain. That he calls it Dharma Bhuta Jnanam. Objective knowledge is Dharma Bhuta Jnanam. Subject knowledge of is called Dharmic Jnanam. And Dharma Bhuta Jnanam, I know only a little bit, whereas the Lord is Sarvajnaha, that means he knows himself, and also he knows everything also in the whole universe, because the whole universe is in him only. So he has the Sarvajnatvam, because I have Alpajnatvam. So this is where the difference is. And when you say that therefore you cannot equate these two, and therefore what he says is that the Tattvamasi has a different meaning, and we'll go into the details of that later. But here the Advaita talks about consciousness cannot be divided, number one. And you are that consciousness, and he is the consciousness. That consciousness cannot be divided. Therefore it is a pure Suddha Chaitanyam, and that is indivisible, and that's what is being pointed out, Tattvamasi Svetaketo, because their pure existent consciousness was discussed before, and therefore Uddalaka can easily relate Tattvamasi. That's also the one I'm been talking about, that pure Satchidanandam, Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, which is same as pure existence, which was there before creation, and itself became many. Therefore it is a conscious entity, it's self-conscious entity, and is conscious of everything, because he himself became many. So it is all within him only. It cannot be outside him, because the existence itself is infinite. So everything is conscious, and his self includes every self also. And that's what Jnanam also Krishna talks about. Says, Yomam pasyati sarvatra sarvancha mai pasyati. Who sees me everywhere and everything in me, he is a Jnani. And also in the very next sloka, or one sloka before, says Sarva Bhutastam Atmanam Sarva Bhutani Chamatmani. Krishna also says that. Says Sarva Bhutastam Atmanam, myself in everywhere and everything in myself only. So therefore the self that I am is same as Ishvara, because both two are statements one by one. So either from the point of bhakti, Ishvara alone is there, or from the self alone is there, because self is not different from the Advaitic nature of the Ishvara. So that's what implied in the two slokas that comes in the 6th chapter, and Krishna gives one after the other from the point of Jnani and the point of Bhakta also, because Bhakti is not different from Jnanam. So here, Asipadasya cha tataiva, Chaitanyasya cha abhedaha. There is no difference in the Chaitanyam aspect of it. Ityartasya ayuktatva nahi chaitanya dvayam asti. So there cannot be two Chaitanyams. Here is a statement by Sri Ramaraya Kavi saying that there are no two consciousness, whereas the Visishta Advaita, he comes from the Visishta Advaita tradition, and therefore he is declaring here somewhere Visishta Advaita, there are three entities. One is the Jiva and Ishvara and Jadam, Prakriti. Prakriti is Achit Swarupam, whereas the Jiva, the Atma and Paramatma, both are consciousness indicated. That means there are many conscious entities, because infinite Jivas, and each Jiva is so small and he is infinite, so there must be infinite Jivas all over in all lokas, 14 lokas and so on. So therefore there are infinite conscious entities all comprising, therefore multi-consciousness, billions of consciousness. That's what the Visishta Advaita is. We'll stop here and continue after we come back. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.